Are you feeling exhausted, burnt out, or overwhelmed on your fertility journey? Do you feel like there is way more to your success than the tired, worn out idea that your fertility is only about your physical body and hormones? Well, beautiful mama, you're in the right place. Welcome to Fertile Frequencies Radio, the radio show created for you to empower you on your fertility journey and finally give you a baby. Join me, Lindsay Goodwin, natural reproductive medicine and energetic spiritual fertility expert, as we clear away the doubts, reframe the struggles into fertile wins, and turn what ifs into big celebrations. Together, we'll unlock the tools to manifest your healthy pregnancy and baby. Fertile Frequencies Radio, your infinite fertile possibilities begins now. Welcome back to Fertile Frequencies Radio, where we combine science, spirit, and mindset to empower your fertility journey. And today, I am so excited to bring you this episode. We are going to be going beyond biology. What if I told you your fertility success is so much more than just your hormones and your physical body? You are going to hear me say that so much because I truly believe it and I know it. So, let's go ahead and get started with today's episode, which is going to flip the script about what you might have thought about your fertility success. Many people think of fertility purely in terms of biology, like I stated, and physical health. However, a growing body of research has suggested that there are other important factors involved in fertility success. And science can provide valuable information about our bodies and how they function. Understanding the biological processes involved in fertility can really help us make informed decisions about our health and treatment plans. But I gotta say, science alone cannot fully explain why some women and couples struggle with infertility while others do not. The truth is that 1 in 6 couples struggle with infertility. That's just really staggering. Imagine that. And this was a study that was actually in 2023. So I believe that it's actually higher now, especially since COVID. I feel that there has been, in my practice of seeing patients and clients, that there's been quite an uptick in infertility cases, much more IVF going on than there was before. Not that IVF is for everyone, but just a lot of these statistics are based on that. It definitely, something has really shifted. And it's interesting because when we think of that dreaded unexplained infertility, which happens to so many, and if you are someone that's listening to this that has been diagnosed with that, it really is not a death sentence that it's never going to happen for you. It's basically, just think of it like this. Your fertility success has been put on hold until deeper investigation needs to take place. What does that really mean? Well, what it means is that there's something deeper going on that science can't quite figure out. And so that's where people like myself come into play, because I really am looking at not only the physical body, but also how is the energy playing into this? How is the mind playing into this? And also that spiritual part. The spirituality, the mindset, and the energy is so powerful in this because, like I stated just a second ago, that your body is listening to what the mind is telling it. And you have a human brain and a spiritual brain, which we'll get more into detail about that in a second, that you have to learn how to control the human brain so that your body is listening to a spiritual brain, which is the higher version of you. It's the evolved version of you. It's essentially the soul version, self-mastery. It's learning to master your emotions. It's learning to master the 3D reality and knowing that your energy is in control, not your physical body, not the 3D reality, because your body belongs to the 3D reality. And I'm going to get more into this about how the brain functions next to the hormones, the endocrine system. We're going to go more into detail about that and looking at side by side of the science with the spiritual perspective, the energy perspective as well, and how that's really affecting the fertility journey and success. Our fertility journeys are really about awakening the power within us, including you. You wouldn't be drawn to this podcast and this episode if you weren't meant to hear this. Your fertility journey allows you to come aligned with the highest version of yourself and heal. I often see this where many of my clients have found themselves in their fertility journey and they go on to completely change their careers, doing something completely different than what they were before, because they find that I wasn't even happy with the life that I had before I went on this fertility journey. So it's a spiritual awakening, essentially, and everyone has different experiences, but a fertility journey is a spiritual awakening. And you have to know that your baby is wanting to come into your 3D reality. It's just really about aligning yourself with that higher version of you that already has your baby in your life. And so that's what I help people with, to really be able to align with that higher version of you. Because if it wasn't meant for you, you wouldn't desire it. I want you to really embody that. You're going to hear me say that all the time. It's so powerful. If it wasn't meant for you, you wouldn't desire it, which means it is meant for you. It's just about finding the path, clearing the path to be able to get to that version of you. Our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are impacting our overall well-being and our reproductive health. And later, I will discuss more about the 3 layers of consciousness, which I call fertile mindset mastery. But for now, I want you to know this. Before I get into fertile mindset mastery, over 90% of your thoughts originate in the subconscious mind. And rewriting your internal story can empower your body to thrive. I want you to know that your mind is like the CEO of your body. It's calling the shots, even for your hormones. And studies are even showing this, that stress and negative self-talk are disrupting hormonal balance. But I don't want you to worry, because you're going to learn how to regain your power right now. But first, I want to talk about a study. This study in 2011 by Harvard University shows the link of stress and how, when meditation, visualizations, mindset therapy, hypnotherapy as well, mindset therapy, are used in fertility journeys, whether that be fertility treatments or someone trying to conceive naturally. A lot of these studies were done with IVF and fertility treatments, that the outcomes were so much higher in success rates for those that participated in these mind-body connection treatment therapies. This is really powerful to note, because it's proving to us that the mind-body connection is real. It's not just, I'm not a fan of the woo-woo word, but I'll say it. It's not a woo-woo thing anymore. This is like real deal stuff. Like, we're evolving in that we're not needing proof of everything, even though it's nice. I mean, this is showing proof. I'm talking about a study, but that energy is real. It maybe you can't hold it, but you can, because physical, I got news for you. Physical, anything in your environment, including your body, it's all energy. It's all cells. And each one of those cells is a powerhouse that has energy in it. Everything is energy. And so these mindfulness practices are significantly improving conception rates. So next, we want to talk about the fertile mindset mastery framework and the 3 levels of consciousness. And I do talk more about this in my book, but for now, we're going to do a brief overview. So level 1 is going to be the awareness of the conscious mind. So this is really where the light bulb is going off. You realize a connection between your thoughts, emotions, and fertility. You realize that there's a connection there. You start paying attention to what's happening in your mind and how it's showing up in your body. I like to call this like the surface layer of the consciousness, because it is the most familiar part of the mind to you. But this part of your mind only accounts for about 10% of your thoughts, which is crazy. Where really all of your thoughts are coming from, which is the second level or the second layer, which is the intention, the subconscious mind. That's where 90% of your thoughts are coming from. And most of the time, they're on autopilot. We don't even know that we're having thoughts that we're having. And this is really where the deep work is going to begin. And imagine this vast library of memories, beliefs, and feelings in your subconscious mind. But unfortunately, many of us are reading the same book over and over and over again. And this book could be called I'm Not Enough or I'll Never Get Pregnant. But the good news is you're the author of your life. You get to write your life. You get to choose based on your thoughts. And you can rewrite this story with empowering mantras like, my body knows exactly what to do. And therapies to be able to help you to tap into your subconscious mind and reprogram these beliefs that could be blocking your manifestation and your fertility are going to empower you to take your power back. So much of healing is just about awareness and realizing that what you're doing isn't working. And it's not a blame game or guilt or shame here. It's just we have to realize that if something isn't working, we have to make a change. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. Change is amazing. Change, fertility is change because fertility is creating a new life. So you choosing a new way of life, a new way of thinking is fertility. It's pretty amazing stuff. So the third layer or level 3 is the superconscious mind. This is where things are getting really exciting. You've done the work, you've built the tools, and now you're mastering and shifting your mindset. Stress pops up, boom, you're on it. This is where the alignment between science and spirit really is becoming crystal clear. And you're feeling unstoppable. You're in energy alignment with your soul and the infinite possibilities of the fertile creator that you are. This is the awakening to remembering who you truly are, not your conditioned human version that you might think you are. So now we're going to tie it all together in science and spiritual energy. This is so much fun. I love this part. The entire endocrine system is connected to your brain. So your endocrine system is what regulates your hormones for reproduction. And it also does some other things too. So why are we not taking a closer, more detailed approach to the mind and how it affects our hormones and ability to conceive? Research has shown that stress can have a major impact on fertility, affecting hormone levels, egg production, sperm health, we can't forget about the guys, and the ability of the embryos to implant in the uterus. That's one reason why acupuncture is so powerful. As an acupuncturist for many years, that in IVF, for example, the reason why it's so powerful is because it allows the uterus to relax to receive the embryo in a transfer. So that's even more proof that our stress levels impact our physical body and the ability to receive the embryo. Like, it's right there. It shows us that. So when we're experiencing stress, our brain releases cortisol and adrenaline, two hormones that prepare our body for flight or fight response. You do not want to be in fight or flight response on a consistent basis. This is going to create dis-ease in your body, as well as not much fun. It's not fun to be in a fight or flight, to think that you always have to be fighting something or putting out the next fire. You're not enjoying your life. You're not living in the present moment. Most likely, there's a lot of anxiety going on and hypervigilance about when is the next shoe going to drop. So constant high levels of these hormones can disrupt the balance of other hormones involved in reproduction. This is why finding ways to manage stress and create more relaxed environment for conception is essential. And remembering that I talked about the study from Harvard University that was done in 2011 has shown this. Using these mind-body connection tools is how people are having higher success rates that couldn't have success in other ways. And if you are someone that is going through IVF, you can implement some of these tools into your treatments. Highly recommended and have higher success rates, even if you're somebody that's doing your first cycle. Hey, let's not have you do 10 cycles. Let's have you just do one. Let's do everything that we can to make sure that the first time around is turning out for you. Stress is often seen as an imbalance in energy flow within the body and the energetic field. And in Chinese medicine, it's called qi. And qi is just energy. And qi moves through the meridians. And when the energy gets stuck, this creates so that the blood is not flowing properly. There's poor circulation. And when we have poor circulation, that means the body's not functioning optimally, as well as things like poor blood flow to the reproductive organs, which can affect AMH levels, ovarian health. We can also have things like ovarian cysts and fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS. Not to get into too much detail because I can get into organ systems and tie all of the energy and spiritual energy into it with Chinese medicine, but just kind of giving you an idea that qi is energy as well. So there's a lot of different theories and ways of talking about things, but essentially everyone's saying the same thing. It's just a different way of saying it. When energy gets stuck, it creates disease, which dis-ease is creating an issue of flow in the body, and it starts with the energy. So negative thoughts and emotions create blockages, like I just stated, in our energetic system, which can affect our physical well-being. By addressing these imbalances through practices such as meditation and energy alignment, we open up the manifestation doorway and taking control of our health and our physical body just by controlling our energy, regulating our central nervous system, regulating our emotions, knowing that we are infinite creators in control. Okay, I'm not talking about control of trying to control every outcome. I'm talking about controlling your energy. That is all that you can do, is control your energy, okay? Now I want to discuss the connection between the endocrine system and the body's reproductive energy. So let's talk about the hypothalamus, which sends signals and hormones to the pituitary gland, which then manages hormone production for essential organs such as the endocrine system's testes, ovaries, and other glands. The hypothalamus is a vital part of the brain and acts as the body's center control hub for hormone regulation. It functions as the command center of the endocrine system, stimulating and regulating the release of hormones, serving as a bridge between the nervous and endocrine systems. It uses nerve cells to produce chemicals that control how the pituitary releases hormones. And the pituitary gland, just to mention, is another gland located in the brain that controls reproduction. These hormones influence the activity of the other endocrine glands, highlighting the hypothalamus's critical role in maintaining hormonal balance and overall body function. Then we have the pineal gland, which is located in the brain center and often referred to as the third eye, which regulates our sleep-wake cycle and produces hormones like follicular development that influence fertility. As I mentioned, the pineal gland is associated with the third eye chakra. Chakras are energy centers. If you're not someone that is familiar, energy centers are located in the spine. They're not located in the front of the body. Like what the pictures are showing you, they're actually located in the spine. And the third eye is going to be in between your eyebrows. It's in your brain. And that really is the energy center that is controlling your intuition and your psychic senses. It really connects you with higher versions of you and downloads, as well as with the crown chakra, which is at the top of the head. So in spiritual practices, the third eye is governing the intuition, perception, and spiritual awareness. When this chakra is balanced and functioning correctly, it can help us connect to our inner wisdom and guide us towards making decisions that align with our truest desires and soul purpose. It is important to note here that not only is this through biology, but it's also an essential partner in hormonal regulation. But The pineal gland is connected to the third eye, also gives us the clarity we need to make decisions about our fertility journey that requires tuning into our instincts and intuition. I gotta say, sometimes specific fertility paths like IVF are not the answer for everyone. And we have to listen to our intuition on what is right for us and how our baby wants to come into this world. As a spirit baby medium, I can tell you that there are babies that want to come through science. They want to come through IVF. And that's okay. There's something in that about their experience that they want to contribute to the evolution of humans. And as an energy channel, also, there's a lot of information that I receive, but there are higher energy collectives of civilizations that are beyond this world that have been using IVF for a long time. I don't know specifically in years because time is really irrelevant. These higher beings have been using IVF and remembering that science started as a thought. Some doctor had a thought or scientist had a thought about how to create something, and they downloaded that information from the universe. So the information is out there. That's what our minds really are. And when you connect to that higher version of you through things like in your brain, through the third eye, the pineal gland, that you're getting downloads of information and ideas and paths to take. So that's really what IVF is it's an idea that someone came up with. So that's why I always say that science is also energy. It's just a different way of explaining things, okay? Always listen to your intuition and the way that you feel drawn to connect with something, okay? If you're someone that needs proof, then you need proof. If you're someone like myself that likes proof, but also understands that not everything can be proven, resonate with that. If you're someone that only wants to be in the unseen, resonate with that. Although I do think and believe that it is good to have a little bit of both, because if you're only in your physical body, you're only in the proof, you're missing a lot. And if you're only in the unseen energy, you're forgetting about your human experience, which is the whole reason why you chose to come into this existence, is to have a human experience and enjoy the journey. So really powerful stuff. To sum all this up, we want to integrate the connection between the brain and the endocrine system. And the energy body plays a significant role in reproductive health and your energy. Scientific research highlights how hormonal balance regulated by the hypothalamus and pituitary gland is essential for fertility, while spiritual practices underline the importance of maintaining energetic balance. By understanding both the physical and energetic aspects of reproductive health, we can approach fertility holistically, consider the biological mechanisms and the influence of stress, emotions, and spiritual alignment. This comprehensive perspective paves the way for exploring the endocrine system and energy body harmonized to support reproductive energy. Now I want to talk about the power of manifestation and the subconscious mind. So important to note, the subconscious mind is a powerful force that is playing a crucial role in our daily lives. It acts as a filter of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, processing both real and imagined experiences. This means that the subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is real and fake or imagined. It takes in all the information as if it were true. This concept can be both empowering but also intimidating. It's telling you that you have all the power, but on one hand, it is showing us that our potential minds can manifest our desires into reality. But on the other hand, it also highlights that we have to take responsibility to control our thoughts and beliefs because they do shape our reality. And that can be hard. That can be hard to admit that, why did I manifest this? So it's really understanding more about yourself and where your thoughts are. And that's where subconscious mind work And healing is really powerful stuff. Our thoughts and beliefs are like seeds planted in the fertile soil of our subconscious mind. If we constantly are watering them with positive, empowering thoughts, then they're going to grow and bear fruit in our reality. But however, if we are allowing negative and limiting beliefs to take root, that's going to manifest in our lives. And remembering that every thought that you have, you do not have to resonate with. Only resonate with the thoughts that are empowering you. So the ones that are not empowering you, acknowledge that they're there, but they're like house guests. They're just leaving. They're not staying with us forever. I'll see you later. Bye. Thanks for stopping by. Kind of thing. Don't allow them to control you. This can involve practicing things like affirmations, visual techniques, which we are going to do in just a second, and seeking out new perspectives through self-reflection or subconscious mind reprogramming therapy. I want you to think of it like this. Ever had a dream that felt so real that you woke up with your heart racing? That's because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between real and fake. This is why visualizations and affirmations are so powerful. But I have to state something that's so powerful to remember. People get tripped up on this. The key here is learning to know without any doubts that your manifestations are manifesting, no matter what it looks like around you. You can't just say affirmations over and over again or journal over and over again and expect it to happen if you don't believe it. You have to believe it. And I will tell you that so many people, without even knowing it, sabotage their own manifestations because they don't believe in it. Or, as crazy as this might sound, on a subconscious level, they don't actually believe that they deserve it. So we have to remember that you have to not have any doubts and you have to know that you actually truly want it and that you believe in it. And why do I say this? When we become out of alignment with a constant checking, this is a lot of what people do in any manifestation, not just fertility. Any manifestation is a constant checking. Like, when is it happening? Is it going to happen today? Is it going to happen next month? Is it going to happen this cycle? When is it going to happen? So when we're constantly doing this, we're actually blocking it from showing up in our physical reality. The universe wants to deliver it to you. It's in your energy field. It's already there waiting for the door to open. You to open the door within yourself to actually allow it. Okay? And it all is coming through the subconscious mind. It's already within you. It's not outside of you. Everything is within you. So this is one reason why I'm not a huge fan of people of people constantly checking in on their fertility manifestations with things like rigid, overwhelming tracking, like cycle tracking, the only having sex during the window, rigid diets and supplements and programs that leave you feeling more stressed than anything else. Remember that fight or flight response? That is not going to create the manifestation. It's fine to do those programs, but if it's too rigid and you're not enjoying the process, probably not something that you want to be doing. And I have to say, for my IVF listeners or fertility treatment listeners, that for IVF is not fun to go through by no means. I'm not trying to state that. But doing things to try to get yourself through the process, like mind-body connection therapies, going for walks, journaling, doing meditations, visualizations, enjoying things that you want to do in your life, connecting with your partner, connecting with your other kids if you have kids, connecting with animals, connecting with your spirit baby, trying to create an environment that you are paying more attention to the abundance rather than the stress of what it's like to go through IVF, because that is very stressful. But I want you to understand that more of what I'm talking about is when you're thinking of with these rigid programs, I'm doing everything right. So why has it not happened yet? Which can be so taxing on your emotions and happiness and success. And that's why I state try to do things that are putting you in that state of happiness and knowing that your manifestation is coming into your life. And I find it's much easier for us to learn to let go of the control, which it really is universal law. So you have to let go of the control of attachment of exactly the outcome of how it's going to show up for you, because the universe is very spontaneous and you are an infinite creator, and creation is there's a bazillion different ways creation happens. So you can't expect it to happen only one way. The only control that you really truly have is over your energy. And when we can really allow our fertility to come to us naturally in the way that is meant for us, whether that be through natural conception or fertility treatments, adoption, egg donation, sperm donation, whatever your fertility path looks like, it's just allowing it to naturally come to you. And when I say naturally, I'm talking more about the energy flow more than anything else. And manifestation, it's all the same. Energy it's the same. There's no difference in whether it's fertility or it's manifesting your soul partner or it's manifesting a business. It's all manifestation. So now I want to do a visualization exercise with you. I want you to just take a second to center yourself and close your eyes. And I want you to connect with your third eye between your eyebrows and imagine a beautiful globe of light there. And imagine that growing bigger. And that energy is wrapping all around you. It's protective and warm. And I want you to remember that the energy of infinite abundance, protection, love, wisdom, it's always coming from within. It's not outside of you. So just totally embody that energy that's already within you. Feel it. Feel what it feels like. And now I want you to imagine yourself pregnant. I want you to visualize yourself standing in front of the mirror, massaging your belly. And you're about 7 months pregnant. And I really want you to feel your feelings and emotions attached to this visualization. I want you to connect with this version of you deeply, letting the warm and happy vibes fill your belly, your heart, and your womb, feeling its abundance. And this is sending a powerful message to your subconscious mind, which then is working to attract that reality into your life. And now, I want you to take a big, deep breath. Stretch your arms up above your head. Take another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now take this energy with you and please practice this visualization whenever you feel called to it. Maybe it's in the morning, daily, or before you go to bed, daily. And now open your eyes, and I am going to give you some actionable takeaways in addition to that beautiful visualization exercise. Some takeaways from this episode today that I call the Fertility Success Toolkit. So, number 1 is going to be mindfulness exercises. You can implement these on a daily basis. And mindfulness exercises are going to be a simple and daily meditation to align your mind and body. So you can use a visualization that we just did, or you can use your favorite meditation. Even if you're not an avid meditator, 1 minute is better than nothing. So start with that. Also, I do have a free meditation and fertility affirmations on my website. You can download that. My gift to you. And next, number 2 is empowering fertile affirmations. You can replace "I'll never get pregnant" with "My body is preparing for pregnancy." There's something really powerful in preparing for it before it actually physically shows up. Remember, so much of this episode today is about reprogramming your subconscious mind. And number 3 is community support. So joining communities like Fertile Frequencies Radio that empowers and uplifts you for encouragement while navigating fertility and pregnancy. And remembering that I not only support fertility, but also pregnancy and through the entire process of bringing your little one into the world. When you're pregnant, it's not just about getting pregnant, but also getting through the pregnancy and enjoying it, and then having the baby, especially for first-time moms or people that have experienced loss. Definitely, there can be a lot of anxiety there. Also, recommending my book that I mentioned earlier, Spirit Babies and the Fertile Mind, which is available on Amazon, and it does release on July 3rd of this year. So definitely check that out. Much more detail of stuff that I talked about in this episode today. And so we've learned a lot. We learned about that your fertility goes way beyond biology. And by mastering your mind through awareness, intention, and what I call the fertile mindset mastery and the 3 levels to your consciousness, you can create an incredible foundation for your fertile success. And again, don't forget to join the Fertile Frequencies community. We are on every platform, so you can choose your favorite app. Connect with us on social media. We are on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Insight Timer, and Facebook. Of course, also on Apple Podcasts, as well as Spotify and other podcast platforms. And also, please, if you have an idea for an episode, definitely reach out to us. We want to hear from you. If you have a question, we'd love to answer it on air. Send us your questions. Don't forget to hit that like button as well as share this episode with someone who might need it. We're here to support you, and I'm going to end this heartfelt note for you today that you are so much more powerful than you realize. So keep believing and knowing that your soul and body know the way to your fertility success. And until next time, I'm Lindsay, and this is Fertile Frequencies Radio. And that's a wrap on this episode of Fertile Frequencies. Remember, your fertility is so much more than just your physical body. It's your energy, mindset, and the whole you. Make sure to hit subscribe and leave us a review because your vibe deserves to be heard. Until next time, beautiful, keep your frequency high, your heart open, and your spirit ready to receive all the fertile winds coming your way. You've got this, and I've got you. See you next time on Fertile Frequencies Radio.